Satellite News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Megan Conway. Rod has the night off. A man serving life in prison for the murder of an Omaha man has been denied a sentence commute. The request was denied this afternoon by the Nebraska Board of Pardons. Channel 8's Jessica Blum has more details in our top story tonight. Jessica?
The decision came from 3 members on the board: Governor Pete Ricketts, Attorney General Doug Peterson, and Secretary of State Bob Evnen. As part of the group motion with 4 other applicants, the motion was read first thing in the meeting this afternoon. A jury found Earnest Jackson guilty of the first-degree murder of Larry Perry in 2000. Jackson was 17 years old at the time of the crime, and the court sentenced him to life in prison. He was arrested along with Shalimar, Cooper Ryder, and Dante Chillis. Earnest was the first to go to trial. A witness testified he saw Earnest at the scene of the shooting, though his aunt testified he was at her house. But in Cooper Ryder's trial, he took full responsibility for Perry's death, claiming self-defense. Neither Cooper Ryder or Chillis were found guilty of the shooting, but Jackson has been behind bars for 2 decades for a crime both his family and his lawyers say isn't even a crime.
We understand that if he had got his sentence commuted today, it's not saying he's innocent or guilty. They just released him, which is fine. That's all we want. I would like for Earnest Jackson to be able to spend the rest of his good days he has, not locked behind no bars, but with his family, with his wife, with me, his mother, his sister, everyone. We here for Earnest. Nothing else matters.
Despite feeling hopeful, his wife says she was expecting a denial.
Nebraska is not up for letting people out of prison, so we knew it was an uphill battle. We were just hopeful that they would see Earnest as a whole and not just a piece of paper and a number.
One of the advocates for Jackson from Stand In For Nebraska says this case was the most unbelievable she's ever seen. She says he is sitting in prison 22 years later for a crime that was later determined to not be a crime. But today she made the family her priority.
Knew that this could be the outcome due to how pardons go. So it doesn't take the emotion out of it any further. But we did know that that was a possibility. So without bringing fear to the village, we accepted that and planned and hoped for the best. My concern was Mom. This has been a long 22 years, and to see a mother cry like that and feel broken like that is probably the hardest part of this, is seeing the family so torn.
Jackson's family isn't his only supporters. A website, sendernestjacksonhome.com, an online petition, has more than 62,000 signatures. And the marathon that the family talks about is in a bill led by the Nebraska State Senator Justin Wayne. It would change the law on when a new trial can be granted to someone who was already convicted of a crime but has new development or a defect in the original trial. The bill is expected to be introduced again this January.
Jessica Blum with our top story tonight. Thank you very much, Jessica.